there's a lot of things in trading that aren't necessarily on the charts, and a lot of people just don't address whatsoever. And these things are really the difference between if you make it or don't in trading. Now, if you don't listen to a single word I say in this video, then the likelihood you're going to make it in trading is very, very small if you don't apply any of these rules. And I'm going to break down why. It's all maths. It's none of it's like a crazy concept. It's all just kind of things that you'll discover after taking L's that you can just discover right now by listening for a few minutes. Alright, so the first and most important thing and part of this whole video is it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you have, right? So it does not matter how much money you make, it matters how much money you have. Alright, it's the most important thing about this whole video. So let me tell you why. So first of all, money offsets risk, right? So a consistent trader will make 4% per month over the year. And what we mean by money offsets risk and that statistic there is that you can't really earn much more than that, right? The percentages wise, you can only really earn 4% a month. The only way you can earn more is if you increase your risk, right? So if we double our risk, then you can see we'll make 8%, but we've doubled our risk. So that increases or doubles your chances of blowing the account, right? So how is there another way around it? Well, don't worry, there is another way around it, and there is another way. This 4% can be a very big number, and I'll show you how. So first of all, let me show you these two traders, right? These two traders. So they both use sensible risk. They're both good traders, so they're both making 4% a month and normal risk, right? So they're not pushing. So like they could, for example, be aiming for 10, 20, 30% a month, but then they're going to be risking way more because it's not possible to improve or learn the charts enough to get like 5 times the amount of reward per month that the average trader gets. It's just not possible. You have to follow the laws of averages like everyone else does, and roughly 4% is very good. All right, so they both are good traders making 4% a month. However, trader A earns £40 a month and trader B earns £4,000 a month, right? How is that possible? They both started with £1,000. So both of these traders started with £1,000, yet one of them's making £4,000 and the other one's making £40. Now, the reason why is because of this. So, trader A is on a £1,000 account. Now, what that means is he's earning 4% of 1,000, which is obviously £40, which is fuck all, right? Trader B is on a £100,000 account. So, all of a sudden, that 4% is way, way better. So, the amount of money they've made hasn't changed. They've made 4%. They could place the exact same fucking trades to the T. They're both made 4%. They're both just as skilled as each other, both just as good as each other. But one of them's done their education, the other one hasn't. One of them's on a £1,000 account and the other one's on a £100,000 account. Bear in mind they both started off with £1,000, and I'll show you how that's actually possible. So already you can see it's not about how much money you're making, it's about how much money you actually have in your account, which is going to dictate how much money you earn in the future. So I know what you're thinking, how on earth has trader B managed to get a £100,000 account with only starting with £1,000? How on earth is that even possible? And I'll show you how here. And it's actually really simple. So prop firms. Now, if you don't know what prop firms are, I'm basically going to explain the process step by step. It's actually really easy, but this is pretty much how everyone who's making good money from trading that started off with fuck all is actually making money. Obviously, if you've worked for like 20 years or you've got like rich parents or whatever, and you've got like 50, 100 grand to just plow into trading, you can make them higher numbers anyway. But if not, if you're a normal person like me and like everyone else, then you really need to be trading with prop firms. So boom, step one is to take action. So you purchase a 100k challenge for $500. So you basically buy a challenge with them, and if you fail it, then you get fuck all and you just don't get anything. And if you pass it, they'll give you access to that $100,000 account and you can trade it. So what you got to do first is prove that you're a good trader, and you got to earn 10% before losing 6%. Really simple rules. Like there's a few more rules that come into it, but these are the main ones, and these are the most important ones by far. It probably sounds, if you've never heard of trading before, easy as fucking anything, but trust me, it's not. It's actually really difficult, all right? So there's a lot of videos on my channel that can teach you how, and obviously my Discord and other things like that can teach you how. Me and other people actually do this, pass these accounts. But step one is, or step two rather, is prove you're a good trader, right? You've got to stay within your risk parameters and you've got to make 10% before losing 6%. And then step three is earning, right? That's all it is to it. So step three, let's say, again, these traders, trader B, he's earning 4% a month, right? So he's earning 4% a month and he's getting paid out for his profits, or you're getting paid out for your profits. Now, the prop firm will take 20% and the other 80% will go to you. The prop firm will cover all the losses, because obviously you've passed at their evaluation. So they're not just going to let anyone trade their account, any old John, and it just wouldn't be profitable for them, right? Because you've passed this challenge and you've passed this the risk and everything else that you need in order to pass the challenge, they will cover the losses, and obviously you'll be earning £3 a month. Once that 4% obviously of 100k is £4,000, you get 80%. It's actually a bit more, but yeah, you'll get pretty much £3,000, right? So this is how a lot of people are doing it. And another thing to note is that like these accounts, it's not necessarily a real $100,000 account. Like they'll give you the login for you to trade this account. It's not necessarily a real funded, like it's a real money in this account. You're mainly just getting paid out if you make profit. So the business model is sustainable because majority of people that take this challenge will fail it, and therefore obviously they're racking up a lot of £500. So the odd people that actually do their due diligence, stick to it, learn, maybe fail a few and then succeed, there's obviously enough money left to pay out the traders. And obviously if you have traders that have been on their platform for ages and ages and ages, and you know that they're a good trader, then obviously they will be on real big accounts, because there's no reason not to actually give them it. But that is pretty much the most important thing about trading that people don't really think about, and it all stems back to, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you have, boys. So on screen now I'm going to put a couple of payouts and a couple of profits some of my members have made from trading. And if you want to know what firms are the best to go with, I personally would recommend Alpha Capital Group. I do have a discount code with them. Code is RICHES. That's going to get you 15% off. But sometimes there's going to be bigger discounts if you follow on Instagram or something, and it will go up. So for example, now there's a big 40% discount going, so my code will get you 40%. You just got to be ready. And yeah, obviously, boys, do your due diligence. Like, don't just be paying $500 and having no experience trading, no effort, no risk management, because you're gonna fail. You're gonna get cooked. All right, you need to get your ego out of the situation and actually be serious. It's gonna take work to pass these accounts, but this is how it's done, and this is how money's made. Alpha Capital Group, for example, the max funding you can get with them is 400k. So yeah, there's a variety of account sizes. Obviously, you can get as low as 10 or as low as 5k, actually, up to 200k, and you can obviously stack challenges, so you can pass 400k accounts, and you've got 400k. So 400k is the max. And obviously, once you're 400k funded, like I said, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you have. Those percentages going to build up. What's 4% of 400k? You know, obviously, it depends how much money you have to start. You don't wanna like put too much money in. If you've only got a little bit and you want to start off small, you can get a 10k account, I'm sure, for like $100 or something like that. So obviously be smart about it, boys, but this is really important stuff about trading. So boys, appreciate you watching. Obviously I've got loads of videos on my channel on how to pass these funded accounts, but yeah, I'll leave a link in the description to Alpha Capital Group with my code, as well as my Discord if you want to learn anything else. Appreciate you boys watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, boys.